Hi, how are you?
Hello. Let's see.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Hello.
1 second. Okay, yay. Hello, 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 and welcome to this session. This is your spiritual business. This is your purpose. And this is almost new moon energy. So I don't know if you're feeling this new moon energy, but this is like right before we came on, I had to reboot my computer, and this is reboot energy. This new moon is very much like reboot energy. So you can either reboot. So there are two ways that a reboot happens on your computer and in your life. So either forcibly beyond your control, where it just says, we're shutting down the system and we're rebooting, or with you saying, okay, I'm going to do a reboot or restart. So right now, even though I know that a lot of people wait for the new year to say new year, new me, all of that stuff, right now is a good time to look at yourself and decide, okay, am I going to do the reboot myself? Am I going to hit reset and let the system, go off and slow down and come back on? Am I going to do that myself? Or am I going to wait and get, a blinking notice that says your system is about to be shut down and restarted, reset, etc. So this is just a really good time to ponder that for yourself. So let's pull a card, my beautiful goddesses, and find out where we for this. Hmm. I'm just thinking about whether I should just declare it reset energy. No, I'll just say for this new moon moment. For this new moon moment, for the next 2 weeks, what we want to be focusing on at this time when we're also in this hemisphere anyway, about to move into the going within energy and all of that as we're moving toward, winter solstice and the holidays, which brings up a lot of lovely, fun things as well. All right, so let's pull a card. So I'm seeing in the middle of my screen, um, Goddess Kenya B. Come forward, rock star, because you just your smile is lighting up in the middle of my screen, and just help us to pull a card, please. Greetings, Goddess Kenya.
Peace and blessings. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we are reading from African Goddess Rising Oracle. So, Goddess Kenya, you're just gonna just tell us when, but you're gonna first just close your eyes with me. And I want you to use your beautiful energy to feel into the energy of the group. If you feel any heavier energies, any energies of fear, any energies of confusion, don't go down into those energies. Stay in your buoyant energy of love, of an elevated frequency, and allow the energy to rise with you. As we feel into the energy of this new moon, and just tell me when, Goddess.
Now,
Okay, thank you, Goddess. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Goddess Kenya. So she has pulled for us Goddess Mojaji, the Rain Queen from South Africa, from Southern Africa, the energy of manifestation, energy of manifestation, which is good energy we all agree to have. It's the energy of creation, it is the energy of birth, it is the energy of alchemy, of spinning lead into gold, taking what doesn't work, situations, fears, whatever it is, taking what doesn't work and transmuting it. It's the energy of transmuting. It's the energy of leaping out of timelines that no longer serve you. Type that in the comments. I'm leaping out of timelines that no longer serve me. Leaping out of timelines that no longer serve me. I am leaping out of timelines that no longer served me. Serve me. And it's the energy of calling forward, of magnetizing to you all that you are, all that you deserve, all who you were born to be, which is perfect for this circle where we are talking about purpose today. We are talking about your business, your spiritual business creation. So thank you for that beautiful energy, Goddess Kenya. Thank you. So, the way that this usually works is that we usually try to talk to at least three people. So, if you could just raise your hand if you're wanting to get into queue. Two other things that I'm going to be sharing today that I think are helpful, depending on where you are in the world. But for the majority of people, you may be thinking about how to have a Black Friday sale for next week. So I do want to talk about that. And I also want to talk about my self-care business in the box kit and how you can use that to create a Black Friday sale if you have not already, if you don't already have what you are selling for Black Friday, or maybe didn't think of it, or, that sort of thing. And we are going to be using this is Goddess Tynesha's book. I don't know if you guys know Goddess Tynesha. She's one of our goddesses in the circle. And this is, I'm trying to angle it so we can see it. This is one of her two coloring books. This one is an adult coloring book. I'm trying to see if you can see her name, Goddess Tynesha Keen. And I have been working with her one-on-one. She also just launched another coloring book. And so I'm going to use her as a demonstration to walk through how she, with a self-care coloring book, what the self-care business in a box kit would look like using that for a launch with her. All right. Okay. Good stuff. So the overview of, so first of all, raise your hands if you are wanting to get into the queue, because actually I'm thinking it would make more sense to chat with you all and then get into all of that stuff after. Okay, so Goddess C. Sherelle, I am seeing you first. So I'm not seeing Goddess C. Sherelle, I'm seeing Goddess Marnie after. Okay, so Goddess C. Sherelle, come on down. I like your hat, Goddess.
Thank you. Am I unmuted? Yes, I am.
Yes,
Okay.
you are. And was it last weekend, your retreat? Was it last week?
Yeah, it was last week. It was
Oh,
last week. So I just want to come in and say thank you for all your encouragement for everybody. Thank you so much. And it was definitely a challenge. But at the end of the day, my client had an amazing time. She already posted a review, and plus we recorded her with a review.
we're seeing you. We're hearing you. Congratulations, Goddess. Congratulations. So tell me about, give us the whole, tell us about the whole thing. So your client, I know you had the solo client, and then you had a bunch of day clients that were coming in on a few different days.
Yes, the day client was a little challenging at the snow day. I can't front. That was a really challenging, just kind of get hurdle cats and stuff. So that was a challenging day. But we did get to the water. We got with Blessed Ryan. Everybody was able to do their thing with the cenote, very beautiful cenote. Um, but overall, and then Friday night, we started off the first night, not Friday night, it felt like a Friday night because we had like a Friday night ladies' night. And that was lovely because the client did come in early, so I was able to take her around as well and kind of introduce her to people. So before she was able to get in the water with Bless Brian, she was able to know him already. So that makes her, more comfortable of floating with a stranger, so to speak. So that was good. And she was really, she went to the Temescal. She just said that was, the Temescal. She said it was a day she would never forget. It was just amazing how she felt. I actually woke up the last day feeling like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Like maybe I should have done this, blah, blah, blah. But having breakfast with her that day of the last day of the retreat, and she was like, I just want to thank you so much and that I love you. And this was amazing, life changing for me. And I just like so grateful and thankful. And I was just thankful she said that because it made me feel better. I was just like, thank you for that, just telling me about how you felt, because that really made a difference for me, feeling like a little anxiety of like, why did you do this? This is like really challenging. But overall, like I said, at the end of the day, the client had an amazing time, and she just, my birthday's next month. She's already like, I want to come. What are y'all doing for your birthday? So yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah.
Congratulations, Goddess. Okay, so let's just jump in. So what are the top three things that you learned from this experience. And so to bring folks who are listening up to speed, Goddess Seychelles has been sharing with us this wonderful, incredible retreat that she planned, but then she had a mix of only one paying client for the full retreat experience, and then 2 days with people who were day clients. Is that correct?
Pretty
2 days.
much, yes.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
2 days.
Okay, so what did you learn that you want to bring into your future retreat building experiences or your
Well,
business?
definitely getting more time, because that was my big challenge, right? To not put it out there and not so late. So definitely that. And definitely having someone to assist you, because I pretty much was doing this all by myself. So it was really a challenge having it organized. Definitely down payments, like with the day passes, is having everyone get the payments together. That was definitely been a challenge as well.
You did
Um,
so people came so you didn't people didn't pay in advance for the day passes?
no. So that was definitely not a good way to go, for sure. For
Okay.
sure.
What might I say about that? What do you think that I might say about that?
Girl, yeah, it was like that's
Okay, so I think that the biggest, well, first, let me just say this.
Hi, Kenya. I wasn't in here. And did you want an extra element?
Can everyone mute themselves, please, besides Goddess Seychelles?
Yeah, I'm on conference phone. I'm mute.
Uh-oh. Okay, let me see if I can mute her.
Oh, oh, yeah, I'm a
Uh-oh.
yoga teacher. Yes.
Hello, yoga teachers. If you're listening and you're a yoga teacher, please mute yourself.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. So, Goddess Seychelles. So, the first thing I want to commend is that there's a really high end service that some of my friends who are coaches, teachers, healers have done that I have never done, where they have very high end clients that pay them like $20,000 or whatever, and they go away for a weekend and work with people on their issue one on one. I've never done that. You have now done that. Even though it wasn't that price point, you have now worked one on one in an extended location with a client and given them elevated VIP treatment. That is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. So I want to applaud you for doing that, that you have done something that a lot of teachers, coaches, healers have not yet done.
Thank you.
You are welcome. You are welcome. So now you know how to do that. And you already live in Tulum. And so, how incredible if you could now offer the chance for people to come with you for a weekend. I would make it a shorter period of time, come with you for a weekend and be exposed to not only your healing practices, but those of some of the best healers and teachers you know available in Tulum. Get out of the cold that all of the rest of us are going to be in and come change their lives with you in Tulum for a weekend, a solo retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful.
Yeah, that just sounds powerful. And she definitely felt left powerful. I mean, the photographer, she had a photographer with her the whole time, basically. So I made her a goddess bath with rose petals, and she got those pictures. She got her Dom pictures. She got her massages. She got her how to make a body butter, how to make a body scrub. Like, she got the whole thing. She felt left feeling like a total queen. Like, it was definitely a royal treatment. She foot soaks and this and that. Like, she felt amazing afterwards. Temescal, cenote, everything.
Goddess, there's your name. The Total Queen Experience.
Mm-hmm.
The Total Queen Experience.
Mm-hmm.
Come with me to Tulum for the Total Queen Experience. So that is phenomenal. So you have all of the tools. So the biggest thing after that, after you have all of the tools that it takes, you have all of the pieces that it takes, is that into your next retreat experience, that's going to be in February.
Well, that's the group of women that wants to come in. So I don't know exactly when I'm gonna have it, because yeah, I'm like, it was a lot. It was like, I'm taking a second pause. I can't do this. So that's how
It's a lot. It is a lot. And so maybe it's even just to share with you, I was on the phone with a retreat center that I used to dream about working with, and they were begging me to do something for next year. And I was like, can we do 2027? I was like, let's do something online for 2026 and then let's do 2027. And they were like, well, we'll give you to the end of the week to change your mind. It is a lot. It takes a lot spiritually, mentally, emotionally to do, which is why I am so that I impress on you so much that you, in order to take good care of yourself, need to address this and treat it as a high level business experience. The part of this experience where you are nickel and diming yourself and selling yourself short and selling your retreat off for parts, I never want you to do that again, because you deserve more. You deserve so much more. And when you retreat, when you treat your own work with an elevated energy, you, the kind of woman who could create a one-on-one in-person VIP retreat and take somebody for a whole week by yourself and hold space for them, that's not a small thing. And so you want to make sure that you are compensated, that you're fed, because it's the same exact thing as if you would have gone through that experience and barely eaten and grabbed a little bit of rice here and a little bit of, at the end, you would be just not able to, that wouldn't be healthy for you.
Right.
And so just even just looking at, and it's okay if you want to plan it for 2027 or the end of 2026 or never again. If you feel like, okay, I've done that and, that's not for me. It doesn't need to be a part of your business experience. Maybe it's doing day experiences. Like maybe that is, what you want to do. Or like we mentioned where, people stay where they're going to stay and you say, okay, I have these 2-day, workshops, 2 days of experiences, and they are responsible for themselves the rest of the time. That's another kind of less energy needing experience that you could create. There are other ways to do it and other ways to look at it. But what I wouldn't want you to do is just throw away the whole, all of the lessons that you learned from this, all of the gifts that you have that lend themselves naturally to helping to, put together a life-changing experience. You assembled incredible teachers and put together a world-class experience. So I wouldn't want you to just throw it all away, but maybe just think about how you could do it in a way that serves you, and giving enough time to where you have a formal launch process. Everybody write that down, a formal launch process for whatever you are doing, a formal launch process. So, going in, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what, like I remember I asked you, like, did you have graphics? Like you need to have like, okay, these are the graphics for my event. This is, my info page. This is, treating what you're doing as not you're hanging out with a bunch of your friends, but treating it with love and the respect that it deserves as a business. Still with love and heart and compassion, and knowing, still saluting yourself, not from the energy of, oh my God, I launched this retreat and I only got one person. And then there, I had like 5 people on this day and whatever. Instead, shifting that energy to, yes, my intention was something else, and this is what ended up happening. But wow, now I know how to create a world-class VIP experience for one person that people possibly like Serena Williams or whomever are paying someone to have. What could I do with this skill set? What could I do? And raising the bar for yourself in the kind of people that you are magnetizing toward you. Raising the bar for yourself in how you regard your own work, your own gifts and talents. Knowing that you deserve more. You deserve better than being, nickel and dime. You deserve better than trying to, hustle up people and, all of that stuff at the last minute, which is okay. You did it. You figured that out. And it's like, okay, good. That's done. Now you can take those lessons and do something better. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So where are you now mentally, emotionally with the going forward plans? Are you still recovering and then giving yourself to decide what
I'm still in recovery. I still need to, sleep out, whatever. But, I'm definitely looking at it as it's not a being an L of being an investment.
Mhm.
That's what I think I'm looking at it as. I've already, before this had started, I was thinking about, sorry, ATV going by, of doing one-on-ones because I definitely know people love that. And I have so much experience of doing like day retreats in South Florida already.
Mhm.
So to kind of do it internationally would kind of be easy for me because of my previous experience of years of taking women on, just a whole pampering experience. So I definitely know I can definitely do that part for sure. And I just know the parts that she loved, including with the flying dresses and everything. So I think I can definitely go through it and see how I can make this be something. And like you said, as curating for women who wants to just come, here's your hotel, you can stay here, and this is where I can be able to take you. So to make it really personal, I really personalized, and that's what she loved about it. Like even the countdown of her being at work, like I'm sending her text, and her coworkers like, look what she said today. And so it was like a whole build up. Besides the intake form, it was like sending her encouraging messages day by day, and she has integration as well. So she really felt encouraged. Like the whole time, she just felt really held and encouraged. And that was part of me doing just really listening to her intake form and what she liked from like the littlest thing. You coming downstairs, you hearing your favorite songs. It's like it was a lot of details that I put into it. So
Beautiful. That is so beautiful. I think one of the things, and I didn't even know that you had that one-on-one experience in Florida. So that is so you are more than qualified to turn this into an elevated VIP one-on-one international experience. That is incredible. And one of the things you may want to think about is just getting more specific about who would this be for? So what I mean is that you have this experience that you created, and it could be that I'm just going to make up some examples. These are not your examples, but just suppose it was a writing retreat. You said, writers, come with me for 4 days and I'll take care of you. I'll take care of everything. You'll have a masseuse. You'll have these classes in between or whatever it is, and you write your book. Suppose it was a business planning retreat. Come with me for X amount of days and in Tulum while you're, having all of these incredible experiences, you are planning your business. It could be a recovery retreat for, post divorce breakup retreat. You've dealt with that, come with me, and get over, your relationship or whatever it is. You see, so there are ways that you can take that specific experience and make it personalized and make it what you've already been doing, but make it speak to one specific group so that you can start to do another round of, if this is what you're going to do, another round of repackaging everything that you already have using the photos, the testimonials, etc., as a one-on-one elevated retreat or a small group retreat. That there's benefit in that too. So rather than thinking, okay, well, it didn't work, I didn't have enough people, oh my gosh, thinking, okay, that there are people who would like to go away maybe with 3 people, and have an intimate experience, and then just pricing it accordingly.
yes, for sure. I mean, she lost a lot of weight too, so that was a good thing I focused on. It's like women who lost the weight, so it was just like honoring her as losing weight.
That's
And
another group. Yeah, that's another group that it could specifically be aimed at and aimed toward. That right there, that's it. Yeah, that's incredible.
yeah, so she really felt adored because of that. She worked hard, got her weight loss on, and all those pictures she got was definitely, and after a divorce as well. So I definitely see that as something that women celebrating what they want to do. So thank you. Yes.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm excited to see what happens. Did you get the testimonials from the day pass people as well?
No, I did not. We focused on like them doing a closing. So it's just okay. So we get that, but I definitely could get one more person that for sure that would do the day pass. Like I could still get a follow up from her for sure. And then I have another, yeah.
How many people were there at the Day Pass experience?
It was like 4 people for the cenote, and it was just one more woman for the flying dresses. So we had 2 women for the flying dresses and 4 women for the cenote.
Okay, but I'm still not catching your excuse about why you didn't get the testimonials from them.
Just because the aquatherapist wanted me to focus more, and I said to myself, you know what, it's my retreat. Like he was just like, let's just focus on the closing ceremony, and it got late, and for me to start talking to one-on-one, it's just like, okay. I just didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this part of it, and here's what I want you to, this is what I want you to focus on before planning the next one. You are not taking good care of yourself.
Okay.
You, the caregiver, you as a professional space holder, you as an empath, you as a creative, genius level, incredible, beautiful, magical, special goddess are taking very poor care of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that if any of the other goddesses here, if you were supporting anyone else in their venture and you knew that these were the things that they needed for it to be a success, you would take good care, but you're not taking good care of you.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want you to just make sure that you're taking good care of yourself fully and completely, which means getting paid what you deserve, which means if you are not getting compensated in a way financially that you deserve to be, then those testimonials are absolutely your compensation.
Yes.
Yes. So if you can, if you can contact these women who I'm sure had the time of their lives and say, hey, can we hop on a 15-minute call and I ask you some questions about your experience and I record it? And just find out for them what works for them, whether it's being recorded visibly like this or audio or just, audio and then you transcribe it if they don't want their voices used. And get the testimonials, which are a part of your compensation, which are a part of you building your business going forward.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I could definitely hop on a call for the 2 of them for sure.
Why are you not able to reach the rest of them?
Um, I just feel like, I just wanted, well, the one was just for the day pass only. So that was for the flying dresses. The other one is here in Tulum. The other one's there. They're actually in like other retreats doing other things right now, doing a whole thing they're doing right now. And then one's here, one was in the hospital, just getting out of the hospital today. So it's just a little complicated, but definitely the person that's in Tulum and that's going to be around, and definitely the woman that did the flying dresses with me, she'll definitely do it. My friend, she's going to definitely do it. She's always, matter of fact, she was interviewing me after the sister circle. She's like, I made a whole recording. Let's record right now. So she's
Good.
definitely a definite. So that's the easy one for sure.
Okay. All right. But if you don't focus on this part of it, goddess, the taking care of you part, it's going to be the same exact thing at the next retreat, the next circle, the next course, the next whatever.
That's why I'm saying I'm taking a sacred pause right now, because I just thought this is what I'm going to do and just revalue how I want to do things. I'm calling it like sacred pause. Sister I know who had a whole retreat on a sacred pause. I'm like, this is my little sacred pause because I need to do that. And I appreciate what you're saying because I do deserve that. And I do know that I worked hard and behind the scenes. So it's a lot to reevaluate and a lot of lessons to be learned of what I can do differently, how to go in, because the whole thing was about, um, releasing the good girl. And for me, it's always been like that. I'm like, it's hard for me not to overgive. It's literally so hard. It's almost the reason why I didn't want to do it. Cause I'm like, no, I give way too much. And then I'm like, ah. So I really feel like that's part of me that's the challenge of not feeling like I gotta always give extra and knowing that I still need to be compensated for me giving extra. And people don't know what you do behind the scenes, how much extra it takes. Even for the littlest things that you got sheets piled up for massages, you got to go take care of that. You know what I mean? Dry cleaning for the dresses or whatever. There's a lot of things that need to be taken care of in the back scene that people don't look at.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm talking to you as someone who I love to overgive as well. Like it's just in my nature to like, and like when I'm not overgiving, it's something like it, then it's like, oh my God, like for me, it just feels like it's not up to par if I'm not overgiving. So I understand that.
Mhm.
And I'm not telling you to stop being your generous, incredible
Yes.
self. I'm saying take care of, just take care of you. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Goddess.
Thank you so much.
Let's see. Okay. So I am seeing Goddess Marnie.
Hi, Goddess.
Greetings, Goddess. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. I am great. I'm happy to see you because I was worried about you because you sent me a message and then I didn't hear from you. So then I was like, I'm not going to bother her because I know she has kitties and I don't know what's going on. So I won't bother her. So I'm happy to see
Oh,
you.
yes, I know. I felt so disconnected. I think it's been like almost 3 weeks, which is like the longest in a long time.
Yeah.
I know we've had the flu and we've had more broken arm
Oh,
issues and all the things.
I
So,
figured it was something. I figured it was something. I'm sending you love. Because I was like, even if I send her, a check back in message, I was like, sometimes when you're going through it, like even a check-in is like a lot to respond to. So I was like, let me just send her some love and send her some prayers, and I'll see her when, every all is well. So is everybody's healthy and strong now?
everyone is at school today, so it's great. It's the first day they've come back in a couple of weeks. Like between all three, they never get it all on the same time because we just like to cycle through, right? To make it even more tough. So, um, yeah, yeah. So everyone is good.
Okay, good, good. So what is active for you right now?
Yeah, so I haven't done much since we last talked, but one of the things that I did, or two of the things that I did do that I just wanted to get your opinion on or how to move forward, I guess, um, is after we last talked and I was kind of figuring out my funnel and my quiz and like all of those pieces. Um,
Mhm.
and I started on that, and then I had a moment of like, I need to go back into like when you did the spirit business coaching one, whatever the spiritpreneur business coaching one, when we
Mhm.
talked to our ideal clients and we actually had those conversations. So it's like, I feel like I need to do those again since I'm at this like foundation
Mhm.
point of this new
Yeah.
business. And
Explain it to just
yeah.
briefly folks who may not be familiar about like when you're starting something new and just connecting with people who are, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's market research, but in a whole different way. I love it much better than the old market research way. So it's literally having like finding your ideal client and your soulmate client and having a one-on-one conversation with them about what they're needing and where they're at and like looking for the words that are consistent across all of the conversations and the pain points that are consistent across all the conversations and really bringing that together to like figure out next steps kind of thing. And so when I did it a couple years ago when we did that, I did it with people in person, thinking I'd be working more in person when I still had the cafe and spa. And so now
Mhm.
it's very focused on um, my online and very targeted. So I did it towards my speakers that spoke at the summit and like specifically certain ones that I knew I was like, ooh, I could really help you. So I reached out personally to them. And then put it into a couple of my like Ayurvedic groups because that's my ideal clients. And then I have a couple other places I'm gonna put it as well. And then so I said it'd be 15, 20 minutes with me, 15, 20 minutes of you. And I can do a mini coach or an oracle reading or whatever they needed so that they got something for hopping on the call as well. Um, and
This is the new batch, or this is what you
this is
did
the new
before?
batch.
This new
Yeah, yeah.
batch. Okay, okay, excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Good.
And so I've done a few of them. I wanted to get 10. That was my number. Like I was like, I feel like 10 is a good number. And then I put a survey out there too. That was like, if you can't hop on a call but still want to help me, like here's a written survey just to get those that don't feel comfy going on a call. Um, and so they've been really great. And it kind of reconfirmed what I was already thinking, but I'm at this point of like Not quite. I mean, I'm going to finish them all by the end of next week. I was like giving myself to the end of the month, basically. So next Friday, I was like, it's the last ones I'll do. Surveys in by
Mhm.
then, and then that'll be that kind of thing. But it's now, I guess my thing is I have so many ideas, like, and you know this, like that I'm like, I really don't know. And even when I talk to them, like the one of the big ones that keeps coming up is money, for sure, like prosperity and those ones. Um, but I'm like, okay, so I want to start my month-to-month membership. I want to do that mastermind. I want to, run another summit. Um, and so I'm like, where? And I want to run the money mindset course, and I want to do one-to-one coaching. And so I'm like, okay, I know these are all pieces that will grow into the business. Like these are all pieces that have to be, or not have to be, but that will be part of the business. But I
Right.
guess I don't know, and I haven't got that clarity from the conversations I've had either. What I should do first, basically. Like,
Where to start, where to begin.
yeah.
Okay, all right, good. Well, the good news is you have a lot of good pieces
Yeah.
to start with, and so putting it together into it sounds like at least like a year and a half ramp
Yeah.
of the journey that you're going to be taking clients on. So that is really exciting. I know that you well, tell me what feedback they've been giving.
Yeah. And to add another piece into that too, was I went to a networking event last night, which is the first one I've done in person in since I closed the cafe, I think. So like 2 years. Um, and it re-triggered too that I had that idea at one point too. And I think I had even talked to you about it, about doing like in-person business lunches
Yes.
and dinners and stuff. So it re-triggered that too. And I was like, oh, right. That was a piece of that originally too.
And
So
that was going to be a monthly
yeah,
thing. And okay, so let me ask you a question then before
I
we
know.
even get to that, because there are a lot of moving parts. We talked about, you sent me a message about wanting to work one-on-one. Do you still want to? Okay, good. So because this is a lot more
I
than
know.
we can do
Sure,
at the
totally.
time of this
Yeah.
call. But so tell me what the feedback is that people have been giving you.
Yeah, so I kind of just asked, because the business now with Prosperessa being like where the priestess meets the entrepreneur, and I really gave them no guidance besides like, here's my new business name, because most of them knew me forever. Um
Mhm.
and at the end then they were like, okay, well, what are you doing? And I'm like, okay. Then I gave them a little spiel of like, okay, here's what I'm forming and here's maybe what's coming. But so I was like, the questions were like on health, love, prosperity, and purpose slash business. And
Mhm.
so it was really like, where are you struggling or where are you finding difficulties right now? Financial was like all of the conversations I've had so far was came up every single time.
Mhm.
Which makes sense. We know this. You know this. You've done this
Yes.
work already. And then the second one that was really big too was I don't want to call them addictions, but like a piece of their health. So like one yesterday was like, I am addicted to, or not, she like, didn't even use the word addicted, but she's like, I feel that comfort need of, and she's an Ayurvedic practitioner and she has wine, like 3 or 4 glasses of wine daily. And she's like, I know, I've done the work. I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner. I know this is not good for me. Um, and that was a consistent theme too, was like, and kind of just like Cicero when you were just talking to her, it's like that self-care piece that we don't give ourselves um when we're working, or we don't put into practice. That was kind of how it got worded. We're not putting into practice what we know. So
Yeah.
these health and I've talked to some mystics and stuff too. None of them are putting into practice, or not none, but they don't have that practice as well. So
Mhm.
those were kind of the two big themes coming up.
The money and then the kind of self-sabotagey
Yeah.
behaviors,
Yeah.
lack of self-care, slash self-sabotage
Yeah.
behaviors.
Totally.
Okay. All right. Okay, good. Do you feel that, do you have at the moment, because I know at different points in time you had different um, signature systems, different versions. Under
Hmm.
the Prosperessa um, brand, do you have a specific signature system that is the core of it at the moment?
So that is one before all the kid stuff that I was like, okay, because I do, and I do, but I need to actually put it into like play basically. Like, or put it into more container, because it's really taking that Ayurvedic foundation base with the elements
Mhm.
and combining that with like yeah, so taking those elements and combining that with cyclical living, I was like, let me think of how I have this. So it's really like the Ayurvedic, like the elements, and then the cyclical living. And then really the way I worked with my clients, the last couple ones I had was like I did health as a foundation and then went into like love and prosperity, depending where they needed to go, kind of thing, and purpose and
Mhm.
business kind of thing. So I
Like a
always started with
diagnosis,
health.
like a diagnosis almost, and then decide
Yes, they
which
actually do a
part.
full like Ayurvedic health intake form. Like they like I mean part of my whole intake form
Mhm.
it has all of those areas, but it's a full like it's very focused on the Ayurvedic because yeah, because that's where like I'm like you can't have a prosperous business if you are not.
Yes.
If you're not prosperous yourself, you can't have a prosperous business, right?
Yes.
So,
So it makes sense then that for you right now, just the good news is you're exactly where you should be at this juncture. Like it may feel like it's a bit chaotic and messy, but that's with the birth of anything, right?
totally.
This is the beginning of this. And so we are agreeing that okay, that Prosperosa, that this is the brand. And so now it's which format it's going to take. So there's the you have the online meeting for the online membership
Yeah.
version of it, which is really wise and smart and powerful. And then now you're introducing back the idea of the in-person salons, which maybe can be even like maybe not a monthly thing. It can be maybe either bi-monthly or quarterly sort of thing. But I feel like all of these pieces that you have, putting them together, like that part is going to be actually a lot easier than it's seeming. What the challenge is going to be is for you right now in locking in and branding yourself
Yeah.
as an authority in this voice, in this space, with this specific brand that is not going to change tomorrow, that
Yeah.
people know that they can trust, and that this is a voice that is speaking to them in a way that is going to be helpful and is going to be transformational. And this is a system that we can feel comfortable and confident in buying into to change our lives and change our businesses. So it's the authority piece.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's
That's
where you
it.
begin, right?
Yeah.
That's where
Thank
you
you.
begin.
That
Yes.
is exactly like that was that like as soon as you said it, I was like, oh yeah, right. I know this stuff. Like
It's
but need
okay.
that
It's okay.
reminder of like
Yes.
right, it's not about the
Yes.
program yet. You're right.
Yeah.
All
It's
those
the
pieces kind
authority
of
piece. Yes.
yeah.
It's the
Okay.
you piece of
It's
it.
piece. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's the you piece of it. And so, all of the other pieces, we can untangle and we will figure it out because I absolutely do want to work with you and support you. And I'm excited about that. Um, but it's the authority, you as the authority.
Yeah. Yeah.
You as Madam Prosperessa or whatever we're going to call it, right? You as the person that is coming forward, and then we can say, wow, okay, when she speaks, I want to invest in myself through her to change my life with this Ayurvedic system and whatever it is and change. And I believe her.
Right.
I believe her. I believe what she's saying. And this is exactly what I need. So it's the authority piece.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, we will that's just a
A
little
little
bit.
piece. Yes, yes, totally. The where I am right now until we connect. Beautiful. Thank
Okay,
you.
you're welcome, goddess. You're welcome. Was it goddess Iana who was next?
Yes.
Greetings, goddess.
Greetings. Greetings,
How
Goddess
are you?
Abiola.
Hello,
Um,
sunshine. I love the whole energy. You've got a lot of Oshun energy there. It's beautiful.
thank you. So we've never talked about my business per se. You know, I'm an artist,
Yes, we talked a
but
lot about your art and putting your creativity in the world and your visibility and all of that, but we haven't talked about your business. So let's talk about it.
well, I go back and forth. I teach classes periodically. I'm at an age, I'm probably older than most on this call, and I don't want to hustle. So one of the things I was doing for my business was trying to find residual income, extra
Mhm.
income that could, I don't have to hustle for it, that it comes in. I do realize being visible is going to be very important for people to draw people or drive people either to my website or what other places I have. Um, I did try a program. I don't know if I can say the name here or not, which I thought was going to be, it was Interbloom. And I
Mhm.
thought it was going to be a good residual source of income, but it became very confusing. I didn't like their payment platform. I was very upset that you couldn't test what they actually offered. And
Mhm.
the speakers and all, they were very young and they're Australian. Not to say there's nothing's wrong with an Australian. It lacked diversity.
Mhm.
And I didn't know that until after I purchased. Luckily, it wasn't too bad as far as the purchase.
I had the same experience with Inner Bloom. So it's not just you, and Goddess Marnie, who was just on, is also a big Inner Bloom devotee. So you're not alone in that. In fact, when I was preparing for this call and I went to look back at what I sold last Black Friday, that Inner Bloom was one of the things that I offered last Black Friday. So you're not alone in that. Please go
Yeah.
ahead.
So I wasn't, I'm like, I might just write that one off. I'm getting ready to do a class December 6th. I
Okay.
have a show February 6th where I'm the solo artist and I'll have a speakers platform, a reception and all of that. So I'm really excited. And you talked about the formal launch. That would probably be the biggest launch for me, the biggest platform launch as far as me and my art.
Say
And
the
it's
date again. I remember we talked about it in the Visibility Temple. What was it? What's the date?
February 6th.
February 6th. Okay. All right. Congratulations. And
Thank
this
you.
is this just remind me, is this a solo? This was a solo art show or a group, or it was an art show
It's
at a
solo for me.
gallery? A
It's a
solo, a solo. Okay, great. A solo show at a gallery, right?
correct.
Yes. Okay,
So,
good.
and my art will be shown the month of February for Black History Month. I live in a town that doesn't have a lot of Black people, and I made a mention. It's like, how come you don't show Black people during Black History Month, in
And
the
like,
art
okay,
gallery?
so you're Black History Month in the town. You are their Black
So,
History Month.
I mean, I have a lot. I'm outside of Sacramento, California, and so the little town I'm in doesn't have as much diversity per
Mhm.
se. So I guess one of the things after this show, as I said, I don't want to do a strong hustle. I mean, I just don't want to hustle anymore. I'm retired, basically. I did all that. But I do want to continue doing art. I love doing art. I want to even take classes myself, but I do want to have some additional income.
Okay. So what are you thinking? So is there so I know that you teach classes. Is Would you say that there's a pre-existing business that you have that is teaching classes, or are you teaching classes as a part of an institution, or are you starting a business? Give me
Well,
some.
I do have a business, but
Okay.
the classes are periodic. I'm doing it with through other entities. It's not
Mhm.
a school or anything, but the gallery that I have a studio at, they do classes. They just got a grant, and so I'm doing a class through that grant. I get paid, but the audience gets to come in free. But
Mhm.
it's a way for me to get exposure too. Um,
Okay.
and then I have friends that, who work for school districts or, so I get jobs periodically, you know.
Okay. So are you working freelance, or do you have are you working freelance? Let's make a distinction. Are you working freelance, or would you say that you have a separate business entity?
Good question. Um, I would say maybe a little of both because
Okay.
my business would be my art. I do have a
Mm-hmm.
website and I want to try and sell more, but me and my web designer, we're in construction with the website as far as
Okay.
making it more palatable. and easier to
You don't even need the website to sell it. You don't even need the website to sell your work. Your work is beautiful. I've seen your work. It's emotional. It's, you could use, while the website is under construction, you could be using social media. But I still want to get clear. I'm still not clear on what is the business that you want to have? Is the business you want to have selling your art? Or
yes.
is there, okay, yes.
Yes,
You
and
hesitated.
classes periodically.
Okay. And are the classes, so that I'm clear, are the classes um healing? I know you have a healing art practice. Are the classes that you're referring to you actually teaching people how to do art, or are the classes specifically around healing art practices, like helping them to heal, or both?
I would say both. What I like doing is kind of what Colette Baron Reed has, the whole art manifestation. In fact, that's a class I'm going to be doing in December.
Ooh,
Yeah, next
see,
month, December 6th. I kind of
yeah.
made my own little version of that.
Yes, I remember
And
you shared it in the Visibility Temple, and I could feel the energy vibrating off of the one piece that you shared with us. That it
mhm,
was it was very powerful. It's interesting. I'm sure you remember that I recognized it right away as Colette's system, but it wasn't that. It was your own. You took that and it's elevated into something else, into your own thing.
correct. And I think this class in December will allow me to see, is this what I want to continue to do? Because I like that it's easier. I think more people will, there's a lot of positives to that. Doesn't take a
Mhm,
lot of supplies, not
mhm.
messy stuff like paints get all over the place. And anybody can do it because you're just, for lack of words, doodling, but it's more than doodling. It has a lot of brain neural plasticity connection. And I think people will get a lot from that. And it's easier to teach. I mean, some people do ask me to do a paint and sip. Not my
Mhm.
favorite thing to do. But, periodically I might, but I don't, I'm not the greatest paint and sip type person.
I think that it would be a very wise business with your skill set
Mhm.
and the energy that vibrates naturally from your art. You have very high frequency work. You're a very high frequency person. It would, I would work with you as a manifestation teacher if I was looking for a manifestation teacher based on the work that you shared with me. I
Mhm.
think that this would be a wonderful path for your business. I think it would be very smart, especially because you are an artist. This is what you do, and as I shared with you in the circle when we were talking about that I also created my own, visible drawing manifestation process
Mhm.
based on, Colette's work, but I wouldn't I it's not something that it's not for me to teach in that way. I
Okay.
feel like for you, it's for you to teach in that way.
Okay. I feel that. And then from that, I can see like a digital book or
Mhm.
something people can follow, later on
Yes.
and give them steps on how to do it. And I don't know. I feel connected to that. And as I said, I don't want to come off as, oh, I'm just stealing somebody else's thing, but there's nothing new under the sun anyway. So they took it from
And
somebody
the
else.
process that right, and right, that they share that that's a process that they're using that was a pre-existing
Hmm.
process. And so I think that for me, that the important thing is always, always, always give credit
Yeah.
to, we always credit our sources, never ever take someone's intellectual property, you
Correct.
know just not what you want to do or what you would do anyway. So giving credit and sharing, this is, Colette Baron Reed's, proprietary practice. And here is the work that I have developed out of it. Here is a
Mhm.
workshop in a way that I can hold your hand and share with you how to, that's exactly, that would be a valid offering. And that has foundations in being an incredible business. I don't think that, you said you don't want to hustle. Trust me, none of us here want to hustle. And the beautiful thing is, that I don't feel that you need to. I don't feel that you need to. I think that your offering based on the work that you have, it feels to me like it would be that I feel like you would have like people are going to be knocking down your door to work with you.
I'm excited to see what my class in December brings forth. I'm excited about that. Um,
Is the class in December, is it in conjunction with an institution or is that one that you are hosting yourself?
I'm not hosting it myself. The gallery that I'm at, they have a grant, a city grant for healing
Mhm.
arts. And so
Okay.
I'm just, so I get paid, I get, the supplies are taken care of. Um, but from this, this class is actually easy to do online too, because I have a camera, one of those cameras that shows the handwork and everything.
Uh-huh.
And since I don't have to get paints and I don't have it's really, I think, of going to be an easy class to teach online, which I can do later on my own.
Can you film the gallery the one on December 6th? Can you film that so that you have that and you're able to share it either even if you share that as a free something that's free or break it up into
Mhm.
reels, can you shoot that and film and be able to share that?
I have to have someone who might be able to do that. I have to check. I mean, I couldn't do it myself.
No, no,
Um,
no, no. I just mean, is it something that is within the realm of possibility to be able to film that and have it as something to be able to share?
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know. One thing
Well,
I do plan on sharing is, and this is thanks to you and the visibility circle, is
mhm.
a friend of, well, you kind of suggested this. I'm going to start showing myself preparing for the February
Mhm.
showing and
Good.
just my journey and post
Yeah.
it on YouTube and
Excellent.
hopefully get people interested, maybe put a prompt out there and see, and maybe get people's advice. What do you think of this? Or I don't know. It's just a journey, a fun thing. And I want to make it fun because everybody's trying to, I've been on these groups that said, you got to make money, you got to promote, it's like it gets in my head and I get frustrated.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, let me just learn. I think it was you or somebody said, just have fun with it. Have fun with YouTube and just being
Yes.
out there and like you're sharing with some friends. And so I'm going to try and I'm working, I won't say try. I'm working on that.
Okay, good. Good. I think that I think that you are going to have fun with that. And I think that, because if you were with the artwork that you do, if you weren't in the energy in the zone of the fun of it, the passion of it, the pleasure of it, we don't want to experience that. like who wants to come and watch you be, anything other than, what for you is natural alignment. So, the joy of it and the fun of it, you having genuine fun and inviting us to come along and enjoy that is a natural fit. I think it's a natural fit.
You mentioned something about not having necessarily having a website to sell my art. So what were you thinking? Just post, is there, I get worried about some of the social media like Facebook and how would you do that? I just don't know.
So what you could do is, so if I were going to build an art platform from scratch, I would at this moment do it on Instagram. TikTok may go away, may not go away, is a little bit less steady. And with TikTok also, there isn't, with Instagram, there's a little bit more longevity of with TikTok, you share things and they're immediately out of the algorithm within the next 12 hours. And
Mhm.
so if while your website is being built, you used Instagram as your website, sharing your art pieces, sharing your process, sharing this is the tea that you drink that makes you happy to create, or when you're feeling sad, this is the kind of piece that you do, or whatever it is, all of the things that go into your life as a healing artist, sharing those things coming up with, okay, if there are, let's just make it up, 5 content pillars that are involved with being a healing artist. So there's the healing, there's the artistry, there's the getting ready to do it, there's the getting your heart aligned and the mindset of it, there's the emotions behind it, right? So if we make up that those are the 5 different things and that you're sharing things from those 5 areas while your website is being built, the same exact way that you would say on your website that this is for sale, that I'm selling this course or I'm selling this art piece or whatever it is, you would say the same exact thing in your Instagram videos, your Instagram posts, your Instagram carousels, which are just multiple pictures, like a photo album. So all of the same things that you are going to do with your website, doing all of those things on Instagram. So just using it as your home base.
Okay.
As your
I mean, my
digital.
website is built. It's just now we're tweaking it because I've gone a different direction, so we're tweaking it. Um,
Mhm.
so I mean, I paid money for it, so I'm going to utilize that.
Yeah,
But I like the fact of
yeah,
using the
absolutely.
Instagram as well. Um, I got involved with something else, and I don't know if it's even worth it. It was school,
Mhm.
SKOOL,
Yeah, school is
and
great. So school, so you would want to you can use both. School is not a social media, it's a platform where all of your stuff is going to live. So when you create this Goddess Yana's manifesting extravaganza course, right? And your healing artist courses, the place where people are going to work with you. So just like when you signed into my learning portal,
mhm,
mine is Teachable, that one is School. So
okay,
that's what it is. So if you've already purchased that, that's wonderful. That's a place that can, and when you create your sales pages, also, that's where that you can use School as well to create your sales pages, and so that people can also purchase and be able to sign in and work with you. So a place where basically you're housing your courses so that you're not having to email people every single lesson or figure out, how are they going to watch the
right.
videos of you and all of those things. So the
Yeah,
place that's housed all of your work.
I got a little confused with school, but I think I'll focus more on that after my February reception. I got too much, I got too many balls juggling right now, and it's like, let me just focus
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. You can absolutely do that. And then after your show in February, just YouTube it. So go to YouTube and type in how to use School. And I'm sure they probably have their own video library of how to do it.
Mhm.
And just see, just find some videos on how to do the setup and start with one offering, one course, and build from there. But that doesn't take away the need for for social media.
Okay.
It's just a different animal, different thing. That
Okay.
it's a content management system. It's a CMS. It's a place to put your content in order to be able to offer it to other people.
I think that would be helpful. So yeah, okay. I saw it kind of like Teachable, but yeah, so I can put
It's
my
exactly
classes
what it
on there and maybe do some live classes and have them and recordings there and so forth. So
Yes. I think that that's exciting. I think that what your next step is deciding whether you are going to be a more general teaching artist or whether you are wanting to focus on being a manifestation teacher who uses art as the process of manifestation of manifesting. Okay, so whether it's using art as a healer in general or whether it's focusing as a manifestation expert.
okay. Okay.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right, very exciting.
Thank you very
Congratulations,
much.
goddess. So I want to just walk you guys through, like I said, very briefly. This is Goddess Tynesha's self-care coloring book that I shared earlier. And so if I were Goddess Tynesha, here is how I would use self-care, using self-care business in a box in order to build my practice. Goddess Portia, I see you. I'm going to try to, because I think we may be out of time after I go through this. So just hold on, and then we'll see, because I want to touch base with you and get an update. All right. So, but I want to give people the tools for a Black Friday, for them to be able to have a Black Friday sale. So with a Black Friday offering, one of the easiest things that you could do is bundle up whatever your best offerings are that you have. If there are things that you've offered in the past, it could be, solo classes. So using Goddess Yana as an example, if she had on film, a manifestation workshop that she did, or if she offered the manifestation workshop that she has that is coming up in December, she could bundle that together, even though the workshop has not happened yet. She could bundle that together with other experiences, other things that she has. So with her work, it's very diverse in terms of her offerings. She could even say, I have this art print. You could get an art print and, the workshop and, one other thing, and bundle it together as an experience that you offer as a limited time opportunity. And the reason you want to do that is that as human beings, we don't want to make a decision to purchase anything, to do anything if we don't have to, it's very, nobody wants to make a decision. So your loving way, using Goddess Yana as an example, or using Goddess Tynesha and her coloring book as an example of encouraging people to make a purchase, is by giving us a one-time experience, an opportunity that we wouldn't usually be able to have. So if we usually would be able to have, say this December workshop, if I sign up for it within these 7 days or within this special day or special weekend, and I'm able to get a digital art print from her, or something that I perceive as high value from her, then that's going to encourage me to want to buy it within this window. So you have to remember that people are always, you have to be answering the 3 questions that we talk about all the time. Why this thing?
Why now?
Why now?
Mm-hmm.
And what's the third? Why you? Why are you? So why this thing? Why now? And why you? Why are you the person that I need to get it from, rather than, so why do I want to go to a manifestation workshop with Goddess Yana when there are all of these other manifestation workshops? Or why do I want to, in Goddess Tynesha's case, why do I want to, use this workbook, this coloring book, when there are all of the others? Or why, and why now? Like, why do I need to buy it now on this Black Friday rather than all of the other times when it might be available? Now, one of the things, if you have because there are a lot of you, like I'm seeing Goddess Marta, for example, and Goddess Marnie, that have like a lot of different work that you've done over time. This is a great time to be able to take all of those little different pieces. And Goddess Sana also has a lot of little different things that she's done over time. Big things, not little in terms of reductive, but little in terms of smaller and your larger.
I understand.
So one of the easiest ways that I like to do a Black Friday sale is give a 5-day practice, a 5-day sale that has disappearing offers. So if you create 5 different bundles or 5 different offers, and each of those days, the offer is only good for those 24 hours, that creates a natural why now. It creates a natural, okay, I've got to get in on this now. This year, I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently, because like Goddess Yana, I don't want to hustle. That takes a lot. There's a lot of work in doing that, but there's a lot of value in doing that as well. I can't remember how much, last Black Friday. I'll show you all what my sale was last Black Friday, but it was really profitable because I bundled everything and had it be, you know, the expiring things each and every day. But it does take a lot of energy and a lot of work. And if you have the energy to do that, then absolutely do it that way. That is the way that you're going to receive the most benefit. However, I am a single mom to a 4-year-old, and you know, I'm hosting Thanksgiving, and you know, so it's just a lot. And for me, I just do not want to devote that energy this year. So I'm doing it a little bit differently. So I'm going to have the 5 offers be 48-hour offers instead of 24 hours. And so what the hustle is, if you're doing it, the hustle meaning the energy that you're expending, if you're doing it 24 hours, the reason why it feels like more hustle is because you are posting on all of your social media and preferably going live and letting people know about it, in addition to emailing people once or twice a day, you know, about it. And so it's just a lot more involved if you're wanting to do it as a 24-hour practice. But I'm going to state again, the 24-hour way is the strongest way to get more of a return if you have the time and the energy to be able to devote to it in that way. I am going with the divine feminine way of ease and flow. And like I said, doing it as a 48-hour, each of the 5 offers has a 48-hour window for people to purchase. So the purchase categories, or I guess sales categories, I don't know how to term it, that people usually attach to what they're selling for Black Friday. There's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so that's like pre-Thanksgiving sale. Then there's Thanksgiving. So whether or not you celebrate actual American Thanksgiving, you can call it Gratitude Day, or, you know, I call it just a Thanksgiving holiday or family holiday, or whatever energy for you feels aligned. And then there's Black Friday, and then Saturday is Small Business Saturday. Sunday, I forget, there's something that is with Sunday as well. And then Monday is Small Business Monday. Tuesday is Giving Tuesday, where people usually give back. And so there are these built-in categories where people are already going to be having this conversation. And the strongest place to be in terms of doing selling without selling, you know, spiritual selling, is entering a conversation that's already happening, which is why this is easier to do than other things, because it's a conversation that is already happening. And what you're doing is just presenting your offer as a part of the conversation that is already happening. So that's why it's beneficial, even if you're in another part of the world, to maybe have a gratitude offer, or have a, you know, utilizing Small Business Monday and Cyber Sunday or Cyber Monday. That's what it is. It's like Small Business Saturday and then Cyber Monday or something like that. The other thing that you want to take into account as an ethical entrepreneur is that there are a lot of boycotts that are happening this year within some of those days, like blackout sale days and things like that, that you may want to take into account if that is in alignment as a part of your own personal business and personal ethical model. You know, whichever way works best for you, but you want to just be aware of that. You don't want to go if there's like if it's, I think I'm making this up, but if it's Black Friday, for example, that is like a blackout, do not spend money day, and that's your one day that you're having a 24-hour thing, then that's not going to be in alignment with you and your business and your beautiful offers that you're putting into the world. Okay, so just be aware of that. Just be aware of the landscape going forward. The other thing you want to be aware of, I know that for a lot of folks, some people do participate in social media and stuff like that on Thanksgiving and on Wednesday. Some people are cooking and not available to see anything until Friday. So you just want to just be aware of the landscape that you are interacting with. So doing it as a 48-hour window. Wait, let me tell y'all what I offered last year because it may be helpful for you, and then what I'm going to be offering probably this year. So this is what I offered last year. That is the screen. Okay, so here's what I offered last year. So I called it the Big Black Friday sale. It was 50 to 90% off some of my most transformational offerings. And it was a lot of fun. Like if you, like again, if you have the energy to do it, don't do it with the vibrational frequency of, oh, I'm gonna hustle and do this sale. Like I did it with the energy of this is so much fun. And that these are offerings, a lot of them that, you know, people wanted me to bring back that I had retired or whatever, being able to get your work out to a larger audience, like you should be excited about that. So have the energy and the frequency of excitement and allow people to meet you in that frequency rather than the frequency of hustle. So I put together some Oracle offerings, which was really exciting. I'm doing a smaller version of that this year, probably, and a thought leader bundle, an empowerment business bundle, self-love business in a box. And the reason why last year I did it so much cheaper is that I sold it I separated the marketing part of it. So self-love business in a box and the marketing together versus now when it's all together for self-care business in a box. And then Inner Bloom, which we just talked about with Goddess Yana, which is a resellable bundle. And then a VIP coaching bundle, and then just letting people know about the retreat. So that was how I did it last year. Like I said, this year, the difference is that instead of there being a 24-hour window for each, I'm going to make it a 48-hour window. One of the things that is really helpful is making sure that you incentivize folks in terms of why, answering that question of why now. So I'm going to give you some of the incentives that you can share with people to make it why now. So there is, as we said, having a 24 or 48-hour window. If you have whatever it is that you use to do your sales pages, if you have the capacity to put a time clock that counts down, that gives a natural, okay, I've got to purchase. I tend not to use time clocks as much as I know that they work. I know that, studies show, because I'm fascinated by all of this stuff, and studies show that they work, but I like to be just a little bit energetically, a little bit more flowy. So I tend not to use them, but I would highly recommend that you do, that people are more prone to work with a time clock. So I'm just going to show you. I happen to use Samcart. This is what I use in order to set up my sales pages. I like Samcart mainly because they allow you to do what's called order bumps. So let me scroll down and show that to you. So this is the info page for the self-care business in a box. That this is the order bump. And they allow you to do really easy coupon codes. So I have $1,000 off coupon code right now. And so this was really complicated to do for some reason on a lot of other platforms, having the order bump. So I really liked Samcart and recommend Samcart for that reason. So people just put it in the code there and then see it subtracts it easily down here. And then the order bump is whatever thing that you're going to offer as an upsell to what you're selling without there having to be a separate page, with it being right there on the page. With, in this case, it's make 10K in 30 days, and people can easily click and add it to their order. I love, love, love that. The other thing about Samcart, and we get no kickback from you using it, but I encourage you to use it, is that it automatically adds, it's not doing it here, but it automatically adds, depending on where you are, Affirm, Klarna, and Afterpay in order to, so that you don't have to do the payment plan for people, that the bank is going to handle them doing payment plans. Oh, there's the missing P. Somebody emailed me and said, there's a missing P from your sales page. And I looked through the whole sales page and I was like, I don't see what she's talking about. And there's the missing P. Okay. So, so here's where the payment plans would be. And even also, like yesterday, someone who wanted to purchase self-care in a box kit and was in a different country, and a lot of other folks in other countries weren't having problems, but for whatever reason, it wasn't showing up for her. And I contacted Klarna via their chat, and she was able to go ahead and purchase somehow through them. So I highly, highly recommend Samcart as to do sales pages. They have great templates. I always say, if you're not an artist, use templates, because just there are certain things, if your brain is not a graphic artist, and if this is not your area of expertise, allow people who've already, know sales psychology and have figured things out. Just replace it with your pictures and your information is the easiest, wisest way to go. So one of the things that you could do if you were going to do, let me go back to scarcity. So one of the things that you can do in order to create incentives, like I said, is I would add a time clock here that is ticking down to either when that day's sale ends, so a 24-hour or 48-hour clock, or it could be when you are going to raise the price. So that's another incentive, that the rate is going to go up. There's I don't see it as much now, but I used to see it more. There's some kind of a plugin that does something called a dime sale, that every time people purchase, that the price goes up. That's a big incentive to purchase. That if you know that, every time some people purchase something, the rate is going to go up, you are going to want to purchase. Another way to incentivize people is to give bonuses. So that saying that this offer that you have, so in Goddess Yana's case, her manifestation workshop will still be available tomorrow, but will not get, whatever free bonus that she's going to have. If possible, you want to make your bonuses things that are one-to-many opportunities rather than one-to-one. Because if you are not wanting to trade your hours, trade your time that you have limited, then that's going to limit the amount of people that can take advantage of your opportunity. So if you offered, say, a free bonus workshop for the first X amount of people, that's another way to incentivize a limited amount of people that can take advantage of the opportunity. The first 5 people to respond, the first 10 people to respond will be able to take advantage of this opportunity. The people who sign up today can take advantage of this opportunity. And you always want to remind people it's fully worth it at its full rate. That it's fully worth it. I'm encouraging you to get in and take advantage of this today. If you do not, it's fully worth it at its full rate. Another thing that you can do to incentivize people is this section here, for example, where I have like the things that are a part of the self-care in the box kit, having the cost of, what each of these would cost separately. In fact, I don't even know. Let me just scroll down and see why that's not here. Okay, it's in this section. Because I'm like, why didn't I do that here? Okay, it's here. So putting what each part would be worth separately is beneficial so that people see the value in the full offer. Also the same with bonuses. And any videos that you make, making sure that when you say this is this and this would be a, so your signature course done for you, which is a $3,000 or $1,000, whatever it is, opportunity. So all of that. So if you explain all of that and then you say, now this is available for and you give the rate, the discounted rate, then that feels like and is a reason to invest right away. So those are all ways to incentivize, or as they in marketing they call it creating scarcity. But I don't. That's not my language that I feel comfortable with. But it's incentivizing people to make a purchase, to invest now. Why they need to do it now. Answering that why now question. Another thing that answers that energy is your having your testimonials. And I understand that, testimonials are, feels like sometimes like it's a pain in the butt, or it's there are all kinds of reasons why it could be annoying to do use testimonials. I have like thousands of testimonials that I don't even put out there like I would, like I should, or update them, because it is a lot of work. But the more your testimonials are there, the more people are going to feel like, okay, someone else already invested in this. I'm not going first on something that is an untested thing. I'm not risking myself. You want to lower the risk, the conversation about risk that people are having in their head. Like, oh my God, okay, if I buy this, think about like all of the things like, okay, is it refundable? So if whatever you have is something that can be refundable, that's also a thing that for people lowers their risk. So if digital things, I always say, just tell people right up front, it's digital. Like it cannot be, it's not refundable. It's a digital intellectual property. It's not refundable. Because once it's people have a digital offering, there's no way that they have it. So it's not refundable is the easiest way to go. But if you want to lower the risk for people and make the window, you can make a smaller refund window with things that are, say that if for Goddess Tynesha and her books, she could say, okay, if you're unhappy within 24 hours or whatever it is, giving a smaller window that again gives people comfort, like, okay, that's something that I could do. I could invest in that because I could get a refund. So creating your course, creating your ebook, creating your challenge, creating whatever it is that you're going to be selling as a part of your Black Friday offering, you want to think in terms of your main offer and your bonus. Everything that you offer on Black Friday have a bonus with it. If you don't have a bonus, take a part of whatever the offering is and make that the bonus. So if it's a 5-module course, let the 4 modules be the main part of the course and module 5 is the bonus. We all want a bonus. We all want a bargain. We all want to feel like we're getting something that is exciting. And so if it's already a part of the offer, take it out and explain why it's a bonus to the offer. You don't want people to feel like, you don't want people to feel uncared for in whatever it is that you're offering. You want them to feel all of the love and devotion that you put into it. And so when you're presenting it, come forward in video if you can, video if you can, with that energy, that genuine energy. Beforehand, take a moment to just feel the joy and the appreciation in what you're presenting so that the people on the other end can feel that frequency as well. Okay? And what I'll do is, because it's so late now, what I'll do is tomorrow I'll send an email with all of the other, because I have like about 25 different ways that you could incentivize people to purchase. So I'll send that out tomorrow. I'll send an email tomorrow. But the easiest way, of course, is to get the self-care business in a box kit that's already done for you and sell a course. Get it today, sell the course tomorrow, and add it to whatever business you have. So if you have an art business like Goddess Yana, you could it's art, the self-care of art. Or if you have a retreat business like Goddess C. Sherelle, the self-care related to the retreat. You could use it as a bonus, use the courses as a bonus, use the workbooks as a bonus, use the ebook as a bonus, or as your main course offering. So either or, all of the above. All right. So Goddess Portia, are you available still? We can do a quick 5 minute. If she's still there, let me see. Is she still there? I see her. Okay, she may not be
I'm
able.
here, but I don't know why I can't show myself.
That's okay. Ask your question.
Okay. So it may be a little bit longer than 5 minutes. So
Okay.
if
Can it
oh
wait until next time?
yeah, I can wait until next time.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. All right. So sending you all love,
Okay.
goddesses. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. And I am happy that we got to spend this time together. Happy manifesting as well, goddesses. Bye.
Abby.